Seekers of Brahma Vidya, welcome you all. Hearty gratitude, salutations, congratulations, submissions, wishes and prayers. Loka Sevaka Dharmastapaka Viragi Bhakta Shishya Mumukshu Jignasu Shrota Sadhaka Parishrami Prerita Prashanta Bhasha Jnata. These 13 individualities, precious, focus on them by one's own conscious efforts, becoming more intellectual than emotional. The six sources also, with the correct understanding, when we invoke their Krupa or Anugraha or Rakshana or Poshana, our sadhanas of making our Vyaktitva Vikasita becomes guaranteed. The Shruti Mata, the Guru Gana, the Devatas, the Shakti Swarupani Mata, Ishvara, Brahma Tattva. Let this be remembered, valued consciously every day. Shwethashwathara Upanishad, first chapter, great mantras. We are discussing, trying our best to study them thoroughly. Karana Brahma explained, then Jiva Bandhana Hetu is explained, Moksha Hetu also is explained. Even though the subject that is told is very, very clear, unambiguous from the Guru's side, still the disciples, the Purva Pakshis, can have the questions, doubts from their own lower standpoints or intellect's inabilities. So they have always the right to ask the doubts or the questions. Guru is expected to satisfy them by giving them the Shastra quotation, Yukti, and Upamana, and ideas for sadhana. Then, taking the help of all of them, the disciple Purvapakshi also comes to the same level of understanding in which the Siddhanti, the Guru, is there. Six mantras we saw. Sixth one told how the jiva gets bound and how he gets liberated. In the seventh mantra, for those two, three very, very crucial prashna questions of the Prashnakarta, disciple or Purvapakshi. Very beautiful answers Guru Maharaj gives. Both of them are so very essential from the Adhyatmic Jnana Sadhana standpoint. We will be studying that mantra today. Before that, we will do our Sankalpa. Before that, our Prarthana deep. Before that, our little common sense thought today, like every day for some time. Today's common sense thought is important, good, will be useful if we deeply understand it. We'll start with an example only. Then it becomes easier. The example is of that women at home. See that she'll have to do the chores of the house. Let us say cooking itself. Then there are three things. One is the actual cooking aspect she has to do. There is no alternative. Practically doing the cooking aspect. Before that, very important is she should have all knowledge of that cooking and the desire for cooking, then the awareness of that knowledge at the time of cooking. Knowledge is there, and then desire to cook is required. Awareness of the knowledge at the time of cooking. She'll have to be. Then only the actual practical cooking she can do, then the delicious food available ready. But very funnily, the third thing is there. Key, if she has small children of 1 year, 1.5 year, maximum 2 years, these children continuously nag her, maybe by physically next to her, pulling her pallu and all, or maybe little far off, but throwing some tantrums, or making some noise and sound, or crying for some reason. Somehow they do that nagging. When they are at the age of 1.5, 2.5, they do the physically coming there and distracting her. Very small, they won't come, but they have their own, the crying or the hunger or any other threats or fears. So this lady continuously has to manage that nagging of the children, continuously should know the cooking, be aware of the cooking, most importantly, desire for the cooking, isn't it? In any of these things, if she is not clear, correct, perfect, the actual practical thing of cooking cannot be done. Without that, food is not available. Exactly in our spirituality. Okay, simple. Our own mind, senses, body, their demands, their problems, whatever they are, reasonable, unreasonable, इमेजिनरी अनइमेज जो भी है, लाइक बच्चा जरूरत से भी रोता है, एरोगेंस से भी रोता है, टाइम पास से भी रोता है. By the time he starts walking, 10 months, 11 months, 12, he develops that ego. हो जाता है, then he want the attention, he drags the attention, he attracts the people there, he tries to do all funny things. You understand? You can see children कि वो चलेगा, हँसेगा, दौड़ेगा, ये सब हमारा अटेंशन को ड्रैग करने के लिए. Sometimes genuinely having the pain or dukkha or hunger also. In that genuine pain, it may be excessive heat or the cold or some stomach problem or any ants कोई भी उसको कीड़े काट रहे होंगे, that he cannot retaliate or do anything. All in all, he will attract the attention. Same way, our mind with its very funny notion, imagination, terrible sentiments and muraka emotions, meaningless murka sentiments and emotions, imaginations and imaginary thousands of years. And the senses, the virulent, never controlled bewakufs, all our indriyas. And what to say about the body? Body, we are anyway the 100% gulam only to that sharir and the outer world. These are all the ones will never leave us. They will keep on nagging only, isn't it? You can't leave it. It will be there. Our job is what? Somehow we have to negotiate ourselves and be attentive. Pull our attention away from them. कभी कुछ करना है तो करके, कभी पोस्टपोन करके, इवन कभी कभी डांट के, है ना, लाइक द चाइल्ड इज इन हाई volume of crying, that means really needs attention, so she goes and attends. Sometime I'll come in 10 minutes, she'll postpone, or she'll shout, you just shut up, sit there, do your work, let me do my work. Whatever works at whatever time, she employs or applies that, but she has no other way there to draw her attention away from the children or whoever is nagging. It can be husband also, it can be any other nonsense. कुछ भी हो, बच्चों का example. Then second one is the crucial one. where we have to focus attention on key. The clear understanding of cooking she must have. Knowledge of cooking she must have. Then the desire, then the practical thing. In our life also, what is that knowledge of cooking is the doubtless, clear, complete knowledge of you know, what we have to achieve and what we have to do for that. If this clarity is not there, we will never have the desire to do and we will never do only. Necessarily, we have to be very, very, very intellectually thorough and clear to the extent our intellect can take. And wherever the intellect presently, be attentive, fails to understand, at that time we take the help of the Shraddha. That these things are told by the Shastra, the most kind and compassionate, by the Guru, who is in that state of experience, and he is also very kind and compassionate towards us. सो बुद्धि जहाँ तक पहुँचती है समझ सकती है, समझ लिया. जो नहीं समझ सकती है, श्रद्धा के साथ. बट वी हैव टू हैव अनडाउटेड क्लियर थरो अंडरस्टैंडिंग at the intellectual, either understanding or Shraddha, as to what to reach to and what to do. What to reach to and what to do. We fail in these two. What to reach to is what? That our own essential self. But with all our so many years of knowledge or study or listening, the existence of the self alone is reality. This knowledge has not deepened. That is why the desire that I have to realize that self is not that much strong, that we are capable of doing those inner, deeper sadhanas of identifying with the self. आगे नहीं करना है साधना तो डिजायर होना है डीप डिजायर डीप होना है तो विच वन डू वी डिजायर दैट विच इज वैल्यूएबल दैट विच इज बेनिफिशियल सो द सेल्फ इज द रियलिटी it is infinite, it is only blissful, and identifying with it alone, end of all problems, then the infinite bliss will be there. In these things, if on the strength of Shraddha on Shastra and Guru, and our own intellect जहाँ तक जाती है, if we don't have clear अंडरस्टैंडिंग ही नहीं है क्लियर तो महिमा कैसा पता चलेगा उसका. Then why will we have the desire for doing that sadhana? So these things have to be very clear. Equally clear the other understanding also. Luckily, every day we are in one or the other text studying that whether it is upadhis or whether it is the world are not as real as they are mistakenly taken by us. Therefore, they are not as really givers of the sukha, happiness, as they promise to us or we imagine in our mind. Therefore, they are not as real or as essential and important as we think so. Think if this intellectual knowledge is not thorough. In short, the mithyatva of the upadhis, mithyatva of the jiva bhava, mithyatva of the jagat, if it is not deeply understood intellectually as well as with the shraddha on the words of Guru and Shastra, then how can we understand that they are not the givers of happiness? Then only after these two are done, then only the undue importance value given to them can be given up or reduced. Then only the earlier first sadhana can be done. Now about these two things, the conviction regarding the glory of self and attaining it, the conviction regarding the binding effect of the world and therefore I have to detach from it. How deep is it in our heart right now? If you look into that, it's vague, it is incomplete, it is not sure, it is not certain. It has started, and that is what the Guru, the Satsanga, the Shastra does. And we knowingly should know these things. I must know that I must know about the glory of reality. I must know that I must know the world's ephemerality or mithyatva. For that only I am studying Shastra. Then while studying, be then very careful, very conscious, very deeply applying the intellect. Analyze every word, every shloka, every sentence said by that Sadguru through that Shastra or in his Pravachan. Lift the intellect to that level. Try your best. Grasp it. And another thing we said, knowledge, not only the cooking knowledge she should have, but then she should remember that knowledge at the time of cooking. Important, no? So we have knowledge, but we should remember that knowledge when we are sadhana at the place of sadhana, on the seat of meditation, or any of the upadhi preparation sadhanas. When we are doing at that time, this knowledge should be fully available. And these are all the outcome effect of the Shuddha Sattva Guna. Shuddha Sattva Guna will be of that sadhaka when he has rejected Rajo and Tamo Guna again through Viveka Vairagya. Rajo Guna of importance and indulgence to the world, Tamo Guna of identity with the body and wanting to rest, relax, sleep. इन दोनों का कोई अंत नहीं होता. Their end is only after they fully consume the Sattva in us, fully consume the Sadhaka in us. तभी जाकर ये रजो और तमो गुण तृप्त होते हैं. अदरवाइज उनका ठिकाना नहीं होता, तृप्ति नहीं होती है. मीन्स the more you go on sleeping, being lazy, being postponing, it will go on happening for years together, millions of lives. The more we are in Rajoguna, restless in our mind because of our Raga Dvesha to the world of things and beings, it will never say end. You know, some 10,000 episodes of TV serial may end. You know, after that 10 years or 8, 9 years. You know, because that characters or the director, they have stopped or the people are not watching. कुछ न रीजन है, बंद होता है. लेकिन दिस रजोगुण of our ragadvesha to the world by itself will not end, like our classes morning evening, whether you come or not, they will not end. Clear? So that somehow we have to end, they don't end. This is the difference. Waiting for them to end is impossible thing. Ourselves putting an end is in our hands. Okay, and while doing all that, the nagging of the mind with its desires, the nagging of the senses with its demands, the nagging of the body, that I am becoming old, I am tired, I am diseased, I must take rest, I must leave you, care me, you know, ये तो चलता ही रहता है. वो pallu will not be dropped by that child, he will pull only her. She'll have to sambhalo herself, balance herself, tell the children, don't disturb me, let me do the work. कभी भी नहीं सोचना कि शरीर या इंद्रिया मन हमें अपने आप छोड़ देंगे. लाइक इन फैमिली जो सुखग्रस्त आश्रम में है बेचारा थ्रू आउट लाइफ somebody or the other keeps on nagging. इन लॉज करेंगे या हस्बैंड वाइफ करेंगे या चिल्ड्रन या ब्रदर सर्वेंट, कोई ना कोई पढ़ाई रहता है या कोई वर्क, नैगिंग वर्क, इफ नॉट द पीपल, है ना। इलेक्ट्रिसिटी वर्क करो, प्लम्बिंग वर्क करो, पुताई वाला काम करो, कुछ तो पीछे पड़ा ही रहता है ना। सामान लेके आओ, या कोई फेस्टिवल होता है या कहीं बुलावा आता है, वेर इज द रिस्पाइट फॉर द गृहस्थ, समथिंग or the other will nag. Same way, sharir indriya prana mana, they will go on nagging. Our job is what? Keeping them at distance. We have to be pakka in these three things. One, siddhanta jnana spashtata. Second is remembrance of that jnanam. Third one is desire to cook or do sadhana. Practically, the fourth one is embarking on that sadhana. Perfectly. At the 10 minutes, 20 minutes, we have chosen to do the sadhana. We should be able to do. What is actual sadhana aspect? Only one thing. I am the witness of everything. First become drashta in the outer world by not involving in things where we are not called. And see the mind. When I am not involved, nothing happened. I am at peace in my mind. Isn't it? Drashta bhav develop karna hai. Then that leads to the capacity of sakshitva when we are doing the inner, deeper meditational sadhana. With regard to the upadhis and their modifications, I am only sakshi to them. With regard to myself, this sakshi is Shuddha Sat, Shuddha Chit, Shuddha Ananda Swarup. अब करते जाएं, एक दिन क्लिक होगा. Our problem is more than doing. We are weak, we are afraid, we are sentimental, we are tensed up. है ना. इन एनी ऑफ द वर्क्स ऐसा होने से काम नहीं होता, काम करने से काम होता है. करते जाओ. One day, by God's grace, that very subtle, very unobjectifiable experience will dawn. Let it take its own time. We are pakka about what to do. We are doing it. अब जब होना है तो होगा. भाई वारी की इसी क्षण में आप मुक्ति दे दो मुझे. अरे, our funny thing is what? When it Shastra says, कि do this पारायण और chanting, भगवान से दर्शन होता है. एंड वी से चलो अभी मैं एक बार पढ़ूंगा, अब मुझे दर्शन होना ही चाहिए. नहीं हुआ तो आई विल नॉट डू दैट. सी, इमीडिएटली मेरे को चाहिए. अरे इमीडिएटली नहीं होता हो. हैव पेशेंस. व्हिच थिंग हैपेंड इन लाइफ इमीडिएटली बताओ. वी आर born after 9 months of staying in mother's womb. Then immediately did we start get up and walking like Shukadeva and all? We took our own time to walk. And first day in the class school we went and सारे alphabets सब सीख लिए क्या? Which thing happens immediately? Daso? Nothing in this world. It takes its own time, it takes its own efforts. Focus should be on efforts, forgetting the time in it, whether it is one life or 10 lives. Be pakka on that. This is how the mind brings some or the other sentiment or emotion or urgency or expectation and distracts us from doing exactly what we have to do. Once that mind is successful in distracting us from doing what we have to do, we are failure that we have not done. Then how can we expect result? So the actual sadhana we have to know and do it. Before that, we have to have the desire to do the sadhana. Before that, intellectual understanding, and that has to be pakka all the time remembered. All the time. एक विषय और भी कल भी हमने देखा है, परसों भी. All consuming effort for a spiritual evolution is required. पूरा all consuming. You are into that only totally. है ना. In other aspects or activities, there can be little distraction because they all belong to same category of worldliness. But ये तो only one, no? There are no two. Therefore, we cannot have alternative. है ना? Like kisan, खेत जोतता हुआ, he can think of something else, do something else because they're all of same worldly nature. But there's no worldly nature at all in the spiritual pursuit. Therefore, there cannot be any alternative in it. Means totally all inclusive, मतलब पूरा all attentive sadhana, engrossed in that completely. One has to be, isn't it? That who can do that? Who the one who, other than whatever minimum dharma he has to do, he will not involve in the world in any manner for any reason. In physically also, at the mind level also. More is mind level. हम क्या है ना फिजिकली तो कुछ करते ही नहीं और मेंटली इतना टेंशन लेते ऑल वरी एंग्जाइटी उसमें कुछ करना है तो कर बट वही वरी नो आई एम वरी मिस्टर वरी आई एम वरी भूषण वरी रत्न आई एम वरीड ओनली डू नथिंग नॉट फिजिकली कुछ करो वोकली कुछ करो काम होता है मेंटली वरी करने से नहीं होता बट आवर प्रॉब्लम इज वी कांट लीव दैट वरी सॉल्यूशन इज यू हैव टू लीव इट दैट्स इट आई हैव टू लीव आई हैव टू लीव आई हैव टू लीव आई हैव टू लीव कर दो एक दिन छूट जाएगा अपने आप नहीं छूटता मैं छोड़ दूंगा मुझे छोड़ना है मुझे ये देखो ये एक क्षण में वरी छोड़ा 1 सेकंड के लिए 2 सेकंड के लिए 3 सेकंड के लिए है ना जब पूजा कहो जब कहो ध्यान कहो लिविंग द वर्ल्ड एंड वर्ल्डली वरीज कहो एक एक सेकंड हमको जीतना होता है दैट गिव्स अस कॉन्फिडेंस लाइक 3 टाइम्स ऐसे ओम नमो नारायण विदाउट डिस्ट्रैक्शन ओम नमो नारायण ओम नमो नारायणाय ओम नमो that is the achievement. The three times done gives confidence that I can do 10 times, 20 times, like that. So, too, the dropping of the worry for a second can give us confidence that I can drop it second, third, fourth second also. Isn't it? खुद को ऐसे थोड़ा थोड़ा जीतना है ये नुस्खे हमारे अंदर से आना चाहिए या कहीं से भी लेना है बट बी प्रैक्टिकल देर हमारा क्या है ना कुछ तो हम कुछ करेंगे नहीं और सब कुछ अपने आप जल्द से जल्द होना है खुद कुछ नहीं करेंगे लिटिल ऑल्सो एंड एवरीथिंग शुड हैपन बाय इटसेल्फ एंड इमीडिएट लाइक दैट हस्बैंड टेलिंग 5 मिनट में मुझे दाल चावल दे दो गरम गरम बना के he does nothing and he wants it quickly go and help her in doing this थोड़ा जल्दी हो जाएगा नो हुकुम I want it immediately. You may want immediately, but it takes time for it to prepare. So, 4 things. The nagging things, accept them that they are nagging and protect yourself from them. Siddhanta Jnana, Spashtata, anywhere it is. Desire to do. Remembrance that Siddhanta Jnana. Then actually doing. These are unavoidable. In our classes, the Siddhanta Jnana Spashtata is given. Nagging you have to avoid. Then remembering it, then we only have to do it. Then desire to do, we have to have. We actually have to also find time, convenience to do it. Each of them are the outcome of our matured mastering our daily routine कहो our व्यवहार कहो ऐसा वैसा कुछ नहीं होता देखो बिना मेहनत का घास फूस उगता है बट चावल कहो या कोई यूजफुल जो क्रॉप कहो बिना मेहनत नहीं होता हो यू हैव टू सिस्टमैटिकली वर्क ऑन इट एंड देन सेम वे द संसारा बिना मेहनत होता है दैट इज लाइक घास फूस ओनली जस्ट द ग्रास ओनली जानवर खाते हैं उसको, है ना. Samsara happens without effort like the grass growing. But if the sadhana has to happen, which is like the very precious crop to be brought up, we have to work on it. और टाइम नहीं होता. Every step we have to be master of it. Why do we compromise it with it? Why should we justify the other way around? Why are we should be weak and justify that weakness? For whose sake we are doing? Is not it only our own mind's weakness? And that powerful mind sends that thought and weakens our intellect's proposition. The fighting is inside only. Intellect wants to do good things. The mind says अभी नहीं, या ये नहीं, या वो करेंगे. तो ये मुझे recognize करना है. My own positive inspired thoughts are neutralized by my own negative opposite thoughts. My own. Then I will not allow the negative perspiring thoughts. I will only work under the positive inspired thoughts. Let the positive inspired thoughts be strengthened more and more and identify with them. We keep doing them. Yes, some inner struggle, inner scientific investigation. It's all whatever number of odds we have outside are the fields of functioning, they are there outside. All of them have to be employed in spirituality. You understand? Spirituality is a politics. You have to win in it. Spirituality is a science. You have to win it. Spirituality is an arts. You have to win in it. Spirituality is a commerce, trading. That also you have to win in it. Everything is spirituality में. ये अंदर पॉलिटिक्स हो रहा है, ट्रेडिंग हो रहा है, कॉमर्स हो रहा है, आर्ट्स हो रहा है. इट्स एन आर्ट, इट्स अ स्पोर्ट. हर एक बाहर का चीज आध्यात्मिक प्रगति के लिए हमें अंदर एम्प्लॉय करना होता है. एज ए पॉलिटिशियन यू हैव टू डोमिनेट. एज ए ट्रेडर, कॉमर्स मैन, यू हैव टू शो द रिजल्ट और tell about the result. When this is done, what will come. As an artist, we have to carve out our personality suitable for sadhana. And as an engineer, we have to construct the sequence of sadhanas. As a doctor, we have to eliminate the diseases of the laziness or whatever doesn't allow us to work. Disease means we are not at ease to do what we are supposed to do. Dis-ease, we are displaced from the easiness. We are at ease, then we do the work. So the doctor in us should remove that dis-ease. It can be excessive food or no food. It can be excessive exposure to the world unnecessarily or no exposure to the Shastras. These are the causes of disease. अब उसको ठीक करना है, वही हमारे अंदर का डॉक्टर है. So in this way, all the time engaged in this contemplation, in this understanding, is essential in the beginning till the path is made very clear. We hit the highway. The highway is Shastra Adhyanam, and in that Atma Swarupa Lakshanam, and then the Chintanam of that. बस बाकी सारे जो सर्विस रोड्स है, द बाई लेन्स है, द टाउनशिप्स है, वो सब हमको पास करना है, बाईपास करना है. और वी हैव टू ट्रैवल थ्रू देम एंड हिट द हाईवे. We are all now not yet started from our house. We have not taken our vehicle out. We have not even cleaned it and petroled it. We have not even sat in that to start driving. Then only taking left, taking right, negotiating through all traffic within that place, then hitting the highway. Hitting the highway, you have to, then only you reach to destination. So we have to compare it that way and engage in it. जितना अंतर्मुख होगा और अंतर्मनन चिंतन करते हुए, where do we stand if you understand and what to do also, then we will be able to. And nobody will be there to help us in spirituality. We have to be doing it all alone by ourselves. है ना? Teacher teach करेंगे, but who has to come to class regularly? Who will have to listen? Who have to understand? Bhagavan gives Devendra Prana Mano Buddhi, but who will have to control them? Who will have to empower them? Who will have to integrate them? Who will have to use them for the purpose? It is we only have to. Nobody can do it for us. Isn't it? And the Lord will put in front of us the world of temptations and all. They are always there, but they are for the worldly person, not for you. That common sense I must have. Anna, like there is medicines on the table. That's for the दादाजी ना लगाए टेबल पे मेडिसिन करके if that child or youngster goes and consumes it, it's a बेवकूफ़ी है. It is for the patient kept. है कि नहीं? कुत्ते का बिस्किट रखा है वहाँ, हाय करके खाते हो क्या? That's for the dog. In the same way, all the tempting objects are all there for the others to consume. You are sadhaka, not for you. ये हमको common sense होना, isn't it? You never question the God. Find your answer. Question is, why did you keep that कुत्ते का बिस्किट? कुत्ते के लिए रखा यार. आपने रखा इसलिए मैंने खाया. Don't, if you ask the God the question, you will never get answer. Anybody, if you ask question, you won't get answer. We have to find answer from within. Isn't it? This is the answer. The dog biscuits are for the dogs. I am not dog. Fortunately, incidentally, right now. Medicines are kept by the mother for Dadaji. I am not Dada. I am, they are not for me. That exercise, that self-effort that we have to put. And also she has put a proper breakfast. Yeah, it is for me. Go and take it. So in this world, the Sadguru, the Satsanga, the Shastra, all of them are put for me, the sadhaka. You consume them. The other things are for others, not for me. So don't go for them. So these are all one's own inner clarities and efforts. अब इसी में लगे रहो तो ये मेच्योरिटी आती रहती. इसमें नहीं लगे रहे, इसके ऑपोजिट वाले में लगे रहे, उनमें मेच्योरिटी नहीं होता, बट वासना स्ट्रांग होते. देयर इज नथिंग मेच्योरिटी इन द वर्ड, सब बेवकूफ़ी है वो, बट स्टिल वी आर इन इट जस्ट बिकॉज ऑफ स्ट्रेंथ ऑफ वासनास. When we are spiritually thinkers, here the understanding maturities grow. When we are worldly people, our vasanas, our slavering grows. तो उधर से इधर आना पड़ेगा, खुद को टाइम लेना पड़ा, खुद को सोचना पड़ा मैं कहाँ खड़ा हूँ, मुझे कहाँ जाना है, मुझे उसके लिए क्या करना है. This thinking, as long as it doesn't come and we take the help of Guru and Shastra, so our journey has not started. While doing it also, no hurry, that just now the result should come. है ना? अब बद्रीनाथ धाम दर्शन करने, अब घर से निकले, बाहर अभी आए और कह रहे हो अभी भगवान का दर्शन नहीं हो रहा है. अरे प्रभु, आपको बहुत दूर जाना है, चलते रहो बस. ओम 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 सहनावतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यंकरवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै. ओम शांति शांति शांति. ओम नमो ब्रह्मादिभ्यो ब्रह्म विद्या संप्रदाय कर्तृभ्यो वंश ऋषिभ्यो महद्भ्यो नमो गुरुभ्यः. इरिमे गुरुभिः पूर्वं वदवाक्य प्रमाणतः व्याख्याता सर्ववेदान्ताः तान् नित्यं प्रणतोऽस्म्यहं. शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रं भाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः. निधये सर्वविद्यानां विषजे भवरोगिणां गुरवे सर्वलोकानां दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः. श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानामालयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादशङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्. ओम करुणावरुणालय पालय मां भवसागर दुःखविदूनहृदं रचयाखिलदर्शनतत्त्वविदं भवशङ्करदेशिकमे शरणं ब्रह्मानन्दं परमसुखदं केवलं ज्ञानमूर्तिं द्वन्द्वातीतं गगनसदृशं तत्त्वमस्यादिलक्ष्यम् एकं नित्यं विफलमचलं सर्वधी साक्षिभूतं भावातीतं त्रिगुणरहितं सद्गुरुं तन्नमामि परब्रह्मणे श्रुतिमात्रे समस्तं ब्रह्मविद्याचार्येभ्यो ऋषिभ्यो मुनिभ्यो गुरुभ्यो देवताभ्यो अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः सङ्कल्पः तेषां कृपया उपनिषदुक्तब्रह्मात्मैक्यबोधेन अस्मिन् क्षणे एव मोक्षसिद्ध्यर्थं सनातनधर्मस्य वैदिकहैन्दवसंस्कृतेः मोक्षशास्त्राणां पुनरुत्थानजागरणविश्वव्याप्ति विश्वाध्यात्मिकप्रगति-एकता शान्तिपुरोभिवृद्ध्यर्थम् अस्मिन् सनातनधर्मसंस्थापने कङ्कणबद्ध अस्माकं सह सर्वेषां निरन्तरायुरारोग्यादि शक्ति साधना संपदादीनां द्वारा धर्म संस्थापन कार्ये निरंतर दिग्विजयार्थं श्रीराम मंदिरवत् शिवकृष्णादि समस्त मंदिराणाम् आश्रमाणां पुण्यदिव्य क्षेत्राणां विश्वविद्यालय भूभागानां पुनरवाप्तितेषु निरंतर शास्त्र अध्ययन अध्यापन उपासना यज्ञ याग तपस्या साधना सेवादि दिव्याध्यात्मिक कर्मणां द्वारा भारतवर्षस्य सनातनधर्मस्य बाह्याभ्यन्तर शत्रूणां शाश्वतरूपेण समूलनिर्मूलनार्थं भारतवर्षे विश्वे च शाश्वतरूपेण वैदिकहैन्दवसंस्कृतेः सम्यक् सम्प्रतिष्ठावाप्त्यर्थं विश्वे मोक्षधर्मपुरुषार्थप्रतिष्ठाद्वारा विश्वसंरक्षणाभिवृद्ध्यर्थम् अस्यां कक्षायामागतानां सर्वेषां सङ्कल्पितसत्कर्मसु दिग्विजयार्थं तेषां हृदये परब्रह्मभक्ति भगवद्भक्ति देवताभक्ति गुरुभक्ति शास्त्रभक्ति सत्संगभक्ति साधनाभक्ति देशभक्ति धर्मभक्ति सेवाभक्ति सनातनधर्म मातापितृभक्त्यादीनां द्वारा जन्म साफल्यार्थमनेक शास्त्राणाम् अध्ययन साधना प्रयत्नमध्ये श्रीकृष्णे यजुर्वेदीय श्वेताश्वतरोपनिषदाद्य शंकर भाष्य समेत अध्ययन साधना प्रयत्नं मोक्षार्थं वयं सर्वे करिष्यामहे आदौ पारायणं 6th chapter 6 to 10 ॐ अथ षष्ठोऽध्यायः सवृक्षकाला पृथिवी परोऽन्यः यस्मात् प्रपञ्चः परिवर्ततेयं धर्मावहं पापनुदं भगेशं ज्ञात्वात्मस्थममृतं विश्वधाम तमीश्वराणां परमं महेश्वरं तं देवतानां परमं च दैवतं पतिं पतीनां परमं परस्ताद् विदामदेवं भुवनेशमीड्यं न तस्य कार्यं करणं च विद्यते न तत् समश्चाभ्यधिकश्च दृश्यते परास्य शक्तिर्विविधैव श्रूयते स्वाभाविकी ज्ञानबलक्रिया च न तस्य कश्चित् पतिरस्ति लोके न चेशिता नैव च तस्य लिङ्गं सकारणं करणाधिपाधिपः न चास्य कश्चित् जनिता न चाधिपः यस्तन्तुनाभ इव तन्तुभिः प्रधानजैः स्वभावतः देव एकः समावृणोत् स नो दधात् ब्रह्माप्ययम् ॐ शान्तिः 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 ॐ नित्यानन्दं निराधारं निखिलाधारम् अव्ययं निगमाद्यगतं नित्यं नीलकण्ठं नमाम्यहम् अथ प्रथमोऽध्यायः ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहैः ॐ शान्ति शान्तिः शान्तिः Friends, the essence of the sixth mantra was कि when I am not identified with the real self, the Brahman and Atman, first mistake. Second, therefore, I identify with the Dehendra Manobuddhyadi Anatma, mistake two. Third, compelled by that Tadatmya, I just keep on doing aneka karma. Third mistake. Fourth one, therefore, Asmin Brahmachakre, Karana Brahmachakre, which was explained yesterday as or earlier as Ekanemi. In that, as a Hamsa Jiva, I am Brahmyate Parivartate. And in the Brahmana Parivartana, Asha for the Sukha. But what is Prapta obtained is only Dukkha. This is called Samsara. रिवर्स करो वही साधना है, isn't it? Stop working for the samsara, stop detaching from the anatma, start identifying with the atma vastu. Jushtah tatah tena amrutatvam eti. है ना? These things we have to be very clear in our understanding, conviction. अब उसके बाद ही साधना होता रहेगा. See the spashtata of the both Rishi of the Upanishad, Shwethashwathara Muni, and the way Bhashyakara has beautifully explained, and he gave us the Vishnu Dharma Purana quotation, Brihadaranyaka Upanishad quotation to substantiate this thought. And I have to feel it. I myself have to feel it with my mind, intellect right now that when I am with the Upadhi not only at this moment I suffer, but momentously, continuously I am going to suffer. With my death, my sufferings won't end. It's only a चाय वाय पीने का टाइम. फिर से शुरू होता है. अगले जन्म लूंगा मैं. I will continue suffering. Whether it is human body or python body or frog body, whatever it is. पृथक आत्मानम जब तक आप मानते हो प्रेरिता से, we will only have suffering. It will never end. At this moment onwards. So too, from this moment onwards, I myself within me understand and accept that I have to justaha tena identify with that Tat Swarupa Brahma. Then moment by moment, this effort will strengthen my identity with my own essential self. So pure self is never a burden. Pure self is an eternal, infinite, pure conscious self. Other than reveling in bliss, there is no trace even of misery. है कि नहीं? जहाँ बदबू और दुआ नहीं है, बदबू और दुआ का असर क्यों होगा? जहाँ गुलाब का खुशबू आ रहा है, उसका मजा आएगा. So too, in that pure self, there is no gandha, bad smell of anatma at all. Then why will I be suffocated? And it is the beautiful gulab fragrance of bliss of the self. Nothing but joy there. When I am in the area of the floods and rains, I'll be affected. When I'm a little higher altitude place, I am safe. In the pure self, it is higher altitude wala. Samsara is that kinara to the ocean or river which every time gets affected with little heavy rains. Like number of examples can be given only to drive this thought. पृथगात्मानं प्रेरितारं मत्वा भ्राम्यते हंस ब्रह्मचक्रे तथा जुष्टः तेन अमृतत्वमेति. अब इसको बाय हार्ट करना होता है श्लोक को, फिर उसके मीनिंग को, उसको फील करना है अपने ही भाव में. अब इफ दीज एक्सरसाइज आर नॉट डन एंड वी पुट एवरीथिंग ऑन द हेड ऑफ द गुरु और द गॉड, तुम्हें हिम्मत है, तुम्हें जरूरत है, तुमको दिमाग है, तुम्हें अकल है, तो मेरे को समझाओ. कोई नहीं समझाता. ये बात को हमें समझना है और हमें ही समझना है, उसको भी हमें समझना है. Done. Right? Now we come to the Sambandha Bhashya and Shloka Parayana and the Adhyayana of the Shloka with the Bhashya. Saptamo Mantra. This is also very detailed, deep, and as important as all the earlier mantras. है ना? ते ध्यान योगात अनुगता पश्यन देवात्म शक्तिम. That was also important shloka. तमेक नेमिम त्रिवृतम षोडशांतम was so exhaustive and important. Then the latest one, है ना? जुष्टस्ततस्तेनामृतत्वमेति सर्वाजीवे सर्वसंस्थे ब्रह्मन्ते अस्मिन् हमसो ब्राह्म्यते ब्रह्मचक्रे पृथगात्मानं प्रेरितारं च मत्वा जुष्टस्ततस्तेनामृत. अब देखो जो हमने कॉमन सेंस थॉट में देखा, in this shlokas pondering and the effort to understand it, how much efforts we have put, how much we have inclined to remember that meaning, how much we have desired for it. All our desiring ability, all our putting efforts ability has been wasted for the world only. देखो, so we have to consume or conserve our time and energy from the world and worldliness and apply it for this. Then only इसका फायदा होगा. You know, if we have put all our energy effort in planting all the कांटे वाले पौधे, कांटे का पौधा लगा रहे हो पूरा मेहनत करके, अब फिर वेयर इज द एनर्जी फॉर तुलसी और अदर पौधा रखने को? We have no time energy now because you are doing that only all the time. And we feel that, yeah, I'm doing something. You are doing something, but that's nonsense. Who can tell us? For a spiritual seeker, with the information given unknowingly, ego grows. So nobody help he receives from outside. जैसे नॉलेज बढ़ता है ना, अहंकार भी बढ़ता है. अब क्या बढ़ नहीं रहा मतलब नॉलेज नहीं ले रहे हो. That ahankara is required also, where we have to become self-dependent in very important things. To begin with, शुरुआत की चीज़ों में. हायर चीज़ों के लिए फिर गुरु इज ऑलवेज देयर टू गाइड. बट पहले वाला तो पार करो. Like in any of the trainings. First level, teacher teaches. Then for him to teach the second level, I have to master the first level in that way. Now see that Nanu, the Purva Pakshi's Prashna. Yesterday we saw again explaining Nanu, very in the effort of trying to study, chant and study Bhashyam, our intellect becomes sharper and subtler. ये चाहिए जिंदगी में सूक्ष्म बुद्धि विचारणा युक्त बुद्धि. That will be our second topic after Shama Nirupanam in our Yoga Vasishtam. मजेदार टेक्स्ट शाम का योग दर्शन योग वासिष्ठम Shama Nirupanam Vishnavisa, then Vichara, Santosha, all that. Now, Nanu, what did you say, O Guru? Tam, they have discovered. Who? The Brahmavadina. What did they discover? Tam ekanemim ityadina. When you explained that, you explained Brahman only. But which Brahman? Saprapancham Brahma Pratibaditam. तमेकनेमीं त्रिवृतं षोडशान्तं शतार्धारं विंशति प्रत्यराभिः अष्टकैर्षड्भिर्विश्वरूपैकपाशं त्रिमार्गभेदं द्विनिमित्तैकमोहम्. These are all सप्रपंच ब्रह्म you told. प्रतिपादित किया आपने. एक्चुअली ना डिसाइपल ने पूछा तो उसको खुश करने के लिए गुरु ने कहा. आप गुरु के भी थोप रहे कि तुमने कहा. अरे यार तुमने पूछा इसलिए तुम्हारे आई टोल्ड. But these days, you have done the Pratipadana of Saprapancha Brahma. Guru Maharaj, Haste, he is listening. Then what? Tatacha Sati. That being so, Aham Brahmasmi iti. You told me to do the practice of Aham Brahmasmi. Okay? So Aham Brahmasmi iti. Brahma Atma Pratipattav api. Aham Brahmasmi is the practice for the obtainment of Atma to be Brahman or Brahman to be Atman. So in that effort of my practice of Aham Brahmasmi taught by you, Pancha Brahman only you told me, therefore Saprapancha Seva Brahmanaha Atmatvena Avagamat. Because Saprapancha Brahma you told. And now you told do the Brahmasmi. So that you discover yourself to be Brahman. So I am doing the Brahma Upasana only. And I am discovering oneness with the Brahman. But which Brahman? अभी जो आपने बताया तम एक नेम करके द सप्रपंच ब्रह्म. And then see the third thing disciple says. Second is understood. तथा च सति अहम ब्रह्मास्मीति ब्रह्म आत्म प्रतिपत्तौ अपि सप्रपंचस्यैव ब्रह्मणः आत्मत्वेन अवगमात्. So Saprapancha Brahma is taken as an Atman. Now 2 points. Third one. Ki there is a saying, there is a shloka. Ki tam yatha yatha upasate tadeva bhavati iti. The one, whoever does the upasana, whatever in whatever the manner, he himself becomes like that. And then you told me Saprapancha Brahma, you told me to do the Upasana Brahma, and I have done the Upasana Brahma, which you told me, which is Saprapancha. Therefore, tam yatha yatha upasate tadeva bhavati. Whoever does the Upasana of the Brahman in whatever way, he becomes that only. According to this principle, iti saprapancha Brahma praptireva syat. So through Aham Brahmasmi practice, I get the Saprapancha Brahma only. One third point. Now fourth is dangerous. What is that? Tatahacha. Because of this, prapanchasya aparityagaat. So prapancha का तो त्याग तो हुआ ही नहीं. And then na moksha siddhi. Therefore moksha is not achieved. So you told Saprapancha Brahma, and I am doing Saprapancha Brahma Upasana. Therefore I obtain Saprapancha Brahma. And as long as Prapancha is there, there is no moksha. Because of this, therefore, tatahacha, the fifth point. Jushtaha tataha tena. Tena jushtaha. The one who is serving or getting served by that Brahman. Which Brahman? Prapancha Brahma. जो आपने अभी तक बताया तथा जुष्ट तेना अमृतत्वम एति इति. One becomes immortal, that is called as moksha. Iti moksha upadeshaha. You might have said it, but anupamannaha eva. It is impossible only. Iti ashankya. Keeping this doubt of Purvapakshi, Shishya, the Shruti Mata, the Guru Maharaj, is giving us the answer to this probable doubt in this Saptamo Mantra. So you told Saprapancha Mantra, you told do Aham Brahmasmi Upasana. I am doing it. And Yatha Yatha Upasanetam Tata Bhavati. So I have done the Saprapancha Brahma Upasana. I became, or Saprapancha Brahma became me, or I became that. And then as long as Prapancha is there, how can there be moksha? No moksha. Therefore, आपने जो कहा कि तेन जुष्ट अमृतत्व में थी, ये अमृतत्व कहाँ मिल रहा है? Because that tena is a Prapancha Brahma. Because you told that only to me. देखो. So here one achievement is what? Ki only Jagat is real, there is no Brahman. From that level, the Brahman is himself in the form of Jagat, up to that it is achieved. But even the whole Jagat is the expression of Brahman, it will not help us, it will only bind us. So here to the disciple, the Nishprapancha Brahman has to be introduced. Nishprapancha Brahman. Existence. While the appearance of Prapancha is going on. याद रखना ये प्रपंच पूरा पिचक जाके चिपक जाके डिजॉल्व नहीं होता to realize the Brahman. है ना? The whole world has come from Brahman and the whole world is been bulldozed by a yogi. Then the Brahman is realized. ऐसा नहीं होता. World remains as it is only. There only we have to realize Brahman. Means what? Means the very subtle thought is, with the world being intact in its own Rupanama, simultaneously within the world, behind the world, as a substratum of the world, that Brahman also is intact in his own Sachidananda Rupa, waiting for us to identify with him. ठीक है? He has not become the Jagat that now he is no more available. This is the most crucial thought of Vedanta. Yesterday we tried to say that the gold has not become the ornament in as much that now the gold is not available for us. ऐसा है क्या? It's an intellectual understanding that keeping the ornamentation intact, the never changed the substratum, the gold is to be recognized by us. It's always there. So in this shloka, that beautiful thought is very well developed. Lot of two or three questions also. First question is given now. Ki saprapancha brahma you told brahmasmi upasana karo, because you told me saprapancha brahma, I know only that. When I do the upasana of that, I get saprapancha as atma anubhuti. As long as prapancha is there is no moksha. Then by doing the service or identifying with the prapancha, Brahman, the moksha will come. What you said in the fourth line, tataha justaha tena amritatam. It is impossible, anupapannam. The moksha is never possible. So we have to be bound only. Then let us drop sadhana, let us drop the satsang, let us drop studying shastra. How bhadakte raho? People do like that only, even though they don't do it intellectually, sequentially, but that's what. बस यहाँ जाकर कोई फायदा नहीं है, हम चलो जाते हैं जगत में. Now the shloka and shloka meaning and bhashyam. Now let us do it twice. Om Udgi Saptamo Mantraha Udgitametam Paramam tu Brahma Tasmin Strayam Supratishthaksharancha Atrantaram Brahmavido Viditva Lina Brahmani Tatparaha Yoni Muktaha Udgitametat Paramam tu Brahma Tasmin Strayam Supratishthaksharancha Atraantaram Brahmavido Viditva Lina Brahmani Tatparaha Yoni Muktaha Udgitametam Paramam tu Brahma Udgitametat Paramam tu Brahma Tasmin Strayam Supratishthaksharancha Atraantaram Brahmavido Viditva Lina Brahmani Tatparaha Yoni Muktaha. These Shwethashwathara Upanishad, कुछ ऐसे श्लोक, every word is pregnant and complete. Some shlokas are easily understood. ये कुछ श्लोक है ना, गंभीर है, समग्र है, पूरे गहराई से we have to understand. Okay, one by one word we'll see today for 2-3 minutes only. With Bhashyam we'll study and tomorrow exhaustively. He says, oh my dear friends, if I have not introduced so far, now I am introducing. What is it? First point is common word, the Brahma. Second is Saprapancha Brahma, I told you, you have quoted it. Tameka Nemim Tirvata Vidyade. But my dear friends, let me tell you, Paramam tu Brahma. There is Paramam Brahma also. Not only Saprapancha Brahma. Parama Brahma. What is the difference between Saprapancha Brahma and Parabrahma? The Parabrahma is beyond the Prapancha. Not even any trace of that Prapancha is there in it. And like, not even a trace of dream is there in the waking. ऐसा करके, is there a waking state or not? Separate from the dream. The dream worlds, roads or traffic jam or accidents or celebrations, not even a trace of them are there in the waking. Therefore, there is a state of being called as waking, where is not even a trace of dream is there. So too, there is a state of Brahman called as Parama Brahma Sthiti, where there is not even a trace of Saprapancha Brahma. And that Parama Brahma Udgitam means about its presence and its glory has been Udgitam, Utkrishtena Gitam, very well, exhaustively, in detail, being Gitam sung by our own rishis of our Shastras. So it means what two things here said so far. One is other than Saprapancha Brahma, within that Saprapancha Brahma only as the substratum, there is Paramam Brahma, and not in one or two places. In many places it is Udgitam. It is loudly sung, loudly announced, loudly proclaimed, loudly explained. So एक परम ब्रह्म है, उसका उद्गीत हुआ है. उद्गीतम एतत् तु परमम, उद्गीतम एतत् परमम तु ब्रह्म. So this is our Brahma, Saprapancha, but there is Parama Brahma also. Like we give example, within the chair there is a wood. The wood in the form of the chair is Saprapancha wood, Saprapancha Brahma. But if we are intellectual, little deeper, we can know the wood to be never affected, contaminated by the chair's chairness. That is called as Paramam wood. Wherever the Saprapancha wood you are seeing, there alone is Parama wood is there. It is your knowledge and drishti to recognize the presence of the Paramam wood. That has been recognized and Udgitam about it very gloriously spoken. So to this Bhagavan Shankara is going to give 15 or 10 quotations wherever this Parama Brahma is being talked about, explained about. Where Saprapanchata is not there. Prapancha is zero in that. So there is a Udgita, there is a Paramam Brahma, its Udgita is done. Udgitametam to Param, Udgitametam Paramam to Brahma. Okay, first line we explained and we'll study it with Bhashyam, beautiful it is. Second line, Tasmin Strayam Supratishthaksharam cha. Fourth, तीन चीजें बता रहे. इसका पूर्व पक्षी एक प्रश्न पूछेगा, उसका ये आंसर है. Tasmin means in the Supreme Brahma of whom the Udgitam is done. In that only Tasmin, Trayam, three are there. And for these three, that is Supratishta. Which are the three? That will be explained. Me, the world, and the Ishvara. Jiva Jagat Ishvara. ये तीनों उन्हीं में है. तस्मिन त्रयम is an independent word. In him only these three. And thus he is the Supratishta. He is a strong Pratishta support for all these three. And yet Aksharamcha, because of he is a Supratishta for these three, he has not changed to become anything. He is Akshara as he was, so he is even now. तो परमम तो ब्रह्म इज देयर, इसका उद्गीत हुआ है, उसी में जीवा जगत ईश्वर तीनों है, और देयरफॉर ही इज द प्रतिष्ठा फॉर देम, येट ही इज अक्षर अनडिस्टर्ब्ड बाय देम. Second line explained. Third, Brahmavidah, the deep students of Brahma Jnana, atra antaram viditva. Those who have understood the antara, the entrance to it, those who have known how to enter into it, means how to become one with, means how to identify with it, means how to own it. All those words is the meaning of antaram. Atra antaram viditva. Who? Brahmavidah. Leenaha parabrahmani. They become leena. Leena is not English lean, very thin. Lean हो जाते हैं parabrahmani. Leena parabrahmani. And for that they have to become tatparaha. The effort of with the tatpara bhavana, when they do the effort, they will merge in Parabrahma. Thereafter, Yoni Muktaha, as was promised, there is the Amritattva, therefore there is no Janma Marana. Yoni Prapti means Janma Marana Nayo. So Atrantaram Brahmavido Viditva, Lina Parabrahmani, Yoni Muktaha. Lina Brahmani Tatparaha, Yoni Muktaha. So once more, little bit we'll see. Then we study with the Bhashyam tomorrow. This mantra बढ़िया है, धीरे धीरे हम करेंगे. जितना भी करें थोड़ा भी हर दिन उसको स्पष्टता से we try to understand. That itself is a good effort. उद्गीतमेतत् परमं तु ब्रह्म तस्मिन् स्त्रयं सुप्रतिष्ठाक्षरञ्च अत्रान्तरं ब्रह्मविदो विदित्वा लीनाः ब्रह्मणि तत्पराः योनिमुक्ताः. लीना ब्रह्मणि, they merge in Brahman, tatparaha, they become one with him, then yonimukta. They are no more a jiva nor any vasanas they have, that they have to get a body and enter into it. योनि में प्रवेश करने का उनको जरूरत नहीं होती. These are all Vedantic mystics, Vedantic subtleties. By Daiva Guru Shruti Mata Kripa, they start revealing to us. अभी तो हम कान से सुन रहे हैं और मन और बुद्धि उसको धक्का दे के बाहर भेज रहा है, जो भी हम सुन रहे. Like the child listens from the parents. The words of advice. The child's mind intellect, child or youth, mainly youth. His mind intellect throws away by blocking whatever mother father are saying. He never allows it to inside. He behaves the way he wants. For sometime he may act, maybe because of the gravity of the situation, as if he has changed, but he will throw away. और अभी 5 साल से सत्संग सुन के हम रख दे रहे हैं, है ना, सुन के रख दिया. Not allowed it to enter inside because our mind and intellect pushing it outside, and they say we are busy in our vasanas, we are busy in our samsara, we are busy in our indriya, vyapara. For us, the Jagat alone is real. O Swami, you and your Bhagwan, Brahma, apne saath rakho. But if we can transcend this very tough place and enter into the deeper thinking of these mantras, the mysticism in that. Everything is mystical, very subtle, very sublime and subtle. And every scientific discovery, before it was discovered, is a mysticism, mystic. He tuned, therefore discovered it. Many of them are used, even them they are mystical. Like nowadays, the world of technology. It's all so mystical. ऐसा हो रहा है करके हम बोलते हैं, क्यों हो रहा है, यू कांट से. The most wonder and surprising to me is that I am talking here from thousands of kilometers distance. You are seeing me and you are listening also. And this knowledge is being received, transformed, taken. See the miracle of it. इतने हजारों किलोमीटर दूरी में है हम, फिर भी सुन रहे, देख रहे. See the intermediate process there, which is mind blowing. That these audio visuals through the equipment that they are there here are sent somewhere into the satellite, which is lakhs of kilometers. अब देखो the mystic in this, and your receiver at your end, he is receiving those signals and again converting it into sound and form. That also in a minimum time. अब इससे बड़ा मिस्टेक क्या होगा? We are using it, we have become habitual to it. Like that, everything is mystical in the world. The sun sucking the water from ocean, making the cloud, or you sow the seed, then the seeds taking all the salts, water, and sprouting. Everything is beyond intellect only. And when you cook the food, the heat through the patila and the water reaching that vegetable or rice and boiling it. ये देखो क्या मिस्टिसिज्म है इसमें, माइंड ब्लोइंग है वो. मेरे को तो भाई बाबा आप बता रहे हाउ डू यू, मेरे को तो इतना आश्चर्य होता है सब देखकर. एवरीथिंग आश्चर्य आश्चर्य in jagat. In the outer worldly things themselves are so mystic. How much must be the subtle spiritual thoughts? But we should tune to that level to grasp them. We should allow this to go inside. We have to love our Shastras, love the subject matter of our Shastra, express that love by doing contemplation on it, by writing the notes, giving that 1 hour, 2 hour times, contemplate. Then the thing starts understood and it becomes our knowledge. अभी फिलहाल तो तेरा तुझको अर्पण क्या लागे मेरा. We are lucky to get all this, but unfortunate not to receive it. Like we are lucky that so many people give us so many gifts during our birth or marriage anniversary. Birthday. But unfortunate that we keep them in the attic almirah, we don't take it out to use. We are lucky to get advice from elders, but unfortunate that we don't take. So too we are lucky to get Shastra Jnana Unfortunate that we don't take it or use it. These things you have to correct. वहाँ लाचारापन नहीं है, वो बेवकूफ़ी है, उसको सही करना है. हमें क्या करो, अवार्ड क्या करो, बोल रहे हैं ना, जो करने को करो. Don't become sentimental or lazy. These I am not doing, I am pointed out, this I have to do. Let me do. That intellectual conviction and individuality taking responsibility. You know? Like if Gurudev comes and says, hey Swami, I am giving you all that you are not taking. I should not cry. I should understand that he is telling me to take what he is giving me. That intellectual understanding and my practical effort is expected by him. Not expressing, but I'm good for nothing, I'm useless, I can't do anything. These we have to come out of. I am a human being, I have my abilities, they are given to me by the Lord, they are freely there, I can do. And this we very much do in the worldly affairs. बुलाते भी नहीं भगवान को. नेवर बिकम सेंटिमेंटल. भगवान आप आके मेरे लिए चाय कॉफी बनाओ, मिठाई बनाओ. देयर इज नो लाचारपन. वी ओनली मेक एंड चबा के खाते. भगवान को भी नहीं देते. That's what we do. In the worldly things, taking initiative, धूम धड़ाका. मेरे जैसा कोई हीरो नहीं है, मैं सब कुछ जानता हूँ, मैं ही करके दिखाऊंगा. और खुद भोग करके दूसरों को भी देते. When it comes to spirituality, ढीला ढाला हो गया. Lord, I can't do, you do it for me. This mistake we have to correct. We have to find that we have to do this also by ourselves. ये हमारा responsibility. Then it will help us. Om. Om 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 Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate Om Shanti Shanti Shantari Om Shri Gurubhyo Paramashibhyo Parabrahmane Shruti Matre Namaha Tat Sat Brahma Arpanamastu. Thank you.